In this episode of Living with Mother Earth, I talk with Kirsten Andrews-Schwind from Peninsula Clean Energy about how energy affects us and the environment, as well as the different types of energy and how it gets to us.
Energy is really important because we rely on it every day. We rely on it for heating, for cooling, for cooking our food, for keeping the lights on, for communicating. Also because it's a big contributor to climate change. And so it's important that we address how we make our energy and how we use it to make sure we're doing so in a way that we can continue to meet these human needs, but do it in a way that's sustainable for the future. So Peninsula Clean Energy is a little public agency. We were formed here in San Mateo County. We're actually formed by the county government and the city governments together. Because we were founded by local governments, we are mission driven. We were founded to fight climate change and to provide clean energy and basically clean up our energy use. That's why we're here. Well, first of all, how Peninsula Clean Energy works and how we relate to how energy is transported is that we're behind the scenes and we're buying all the electricity for everyone in San Mateo County, from big solar farms, from big windmills, and from some small sources also. We're buying clean energy for folks in San Mateo County. Those energy sources, for the most part, aren't in San Mateo County. They're elsewhere. So we're buying that, and then those sources are attached to the grid, and then PG&E is in charge of maintaining all the wires that get that electricity to San Mateo County. And so one way you think of the grid is like a bathtub. You fill it up with the amount of energy that all of the customers need, all the households and businesses and so on need. And it doesn't matter necessarily if the electron that we bought on your behalf in the Central Valley is exactly the same electron that you're using in your light or that I'm using in my computer right now. As long as we buy enough electrons and put them in the bathtub, the same amount of electrons that we're taking out. So how energy gets to us is that PG&E is maintaining the grid, which means there's obviously transmission wires, high voltage that take energy over long distances, and then that gets stepped down to lower voltage wires that go into the neighborhoods and bring it to your homes and your businesses. And so, the burning fossil fuels in whatever form you're doing it, when it burns, it creates CO2 and other greenhouse gases and contributes to climate change. So renewable, the idea there is that it comes from sources that cannot be depleted. And so the sun and the wind. Then greenhouse gas free is not renewable. It's recognized to have a larger environmental impact. So for example, nuclear. And so what we really need to do for our energy system is a couple of things. Get ourselves to fossil fuel and renewable energy as quickly as possible. Peninsula Clean Energy this year is actually already providing all of our customers, which is 97% of the customers in San Mateo County, with fossil fuel free energy. We have a goal of getting everyone to 100% renewable. So the next thing we have to do now that we have clean electricity is to make sure that that is the energy source that we're using. So get off all those other fossil fuels. Stop running around in cars that use gas, switch to electric cars. The biggest source of fossil fuel emissions in San Mateo County is from transportation now. So looking at how you get around, and so thinking about as we do get around, being really mindful about how you do that. Can you walk and bike more? Can you take transit more? Or if you do need to drive a car, get into an electric car. But then another one of the things we need to do is look at how we use energy in our buildings. Educate your families about, when it's time to replace your appliances, by all means, move away from gas, go electric. It's the way of the future. It's actually safer for your home also, because anytime you're burning gas in your home, there's actually some new science coming out that it emits gases that exacerbate asthma that are really bad for your health. It is possible to have all electric homes. Energy use is really one of the biggest drivers of climate change and one of the biggest sectors we need to address in order to dig ourselves out of the climate hole. Really need a systemic change of our entire energy system.
Reporting for Scott Center News, I'm Payton Zolck.